feels so good it should cost. Brought an alligator, I ain't talking Lacoste.
Wait, no. Not the hit song by Kid Cudi and Kanye West, The Fourth Dimension. We'll be talking about the fourth spatial dimension. A dimension the human mind is not built to visualize, but we'll try to explain it anyways.
In order to explain the fourth dimension, we must first have a clear understanding of the dimensions preceding, starting with the first dimension. Looking at the first dimension, we have a single point, not capable of moving and definitely casts no shadow.
The second dimension can be described with the x and y axis. It is only a plane where objects exist only on those two axes. It can be represented with a drawing on a piece of paper, and shadows casted here are one-dimensional. An object within this dimension cannot visualize the third dimension, and therefore cannot see through this box. If a 3D object were to enter the 2D world, all a 2D object would see is the 2D portion of that 3D object. Going to the third dimension, we can turn this square into a cube by adding another square and connecting the vertices.
The third dimension is the dimension we are most familiar with. It is represented with the x, y, and z axes. The third axis gives us a perception of depth, but it is limited to multiple 2D planes. Therefore, we cannot see through this cardboard box. As 3D beings, we cannot truly see what the fourth dimension would be like, but if a 4D object were to enter the 3D space, we would see a 3D portion of the object, similar to how a 2D object can only see a 3D object as 2D portions. Now, similar to going from a square to a cube, a 4D tesseract can be made by connecting the vertices of two cubes. The fourth dimension adds another axis to the normal x, y, and z that we're used to. A fourth dimensional being would be able to visualize our 3D world in its entirety without any limitations. A fourth dimensional being could take an object out of a safe without affecting the safe at all, similar to how we can erase a circle inside a square.
The fourth dimension is practically incomprehensible to our three-dimensional brains. So the only way to really understand it is by referencing the fourth dimension to the third and second dimensions we're used to. It's also a really good song.